Not now. We've looked everywhere.
There really doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Maybe we missed something. An important clue. How about the general store? We haven't been inside yet.
It looked deserted, but worth another look, I guess.
Oh, I guess the game's telling me go back, dum-dum. Okay, I did not expect that we had to break into the general store, but apparently we do. And why is there a crow trying to get in? What are you doing?
Is that? Lizzie, come here. It's Betty's hat. She was here. She could still be in there. Betty? Betty!
Are you sure, Edward? I mean, it's just a hat. Is it even a hat? I'm not
I know
sure.
my sister's hat, Lizzie. I have to get inside.
What about the breaking and entering part?
I could care less what they call it.
Alright. Do I go in through here or something then? It looks like perhaps a yes? No. It's a no. No? No. Okay. How about the other side then? Okay. And the last is oh of course, because it's
Here's an open window.
yeah.
You seem eager to break the law. I approve.
It won't budge.
Okay.
Don't be a milquetoast.
Well, it's stuck.
Attaboy, Teddy. You can do this.
Pull harder.
I can't believe I'm actually breaking. Whoops, Daisy.
Ooh.
Oh my, Teddy. You're such a sap.
It won't let me get up. There we go. Enter.
Edward Charles Hardy. Dilettante. World traveler. Cat burglar.
A cat burglar would, by definition, enter a building on a higher
Jeez.
floor.
The state of this place.
Oh, Betty.
Edward.
I hope you weren't here when...
Is this... blood?
Not necessarily human blood.
Well, that's alright then.
Uh,
What does it say? Barn murder? Someone murdered a barn?
Barn means child. And mortar, that's...
Child murderer. Edward, they murdered a child?
Someone thought so.
Probably the same someone who vandalized the store.
Okay, so... I'm back to slow walking, okay. Anything else here? So, I'm guessing, like... children get killed. So, wait a minute, what does traitor mean then? Why was someone labeled a traitor? A traitor to what?
What are you doing?
Looking for keys.
Your life of crime continues.
There's a note.
Is it written in Viking runes? What does it say?
It's from Simon. Yai put it means I put. Knuckle is key. Casa. I don't know what that word means.
He put the key in the casa?
Casa. I wish I had my dictionary. The note's addressed to his father.
So the key was moved. But where to?
Somewhere safer. Or more convenient.
Can we really trust your translations?
No.
You only started studying a month ago.
I spent the summer reading, and I had a lot of free time on the ocean voyage.
Come on, how much could you possibly pick up in a few months?
You know my mind, it's a sponge.
I did have the option before to check the keys, but like the key hooks, but it's no longer there.
Out of order.
Why hasn't it been fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore.
What are you pushing me out of the way for?
S-O-S.
Yeah, that's not a good sign, is it? Does it actually say SOS or what?
Oh boy. If only this thing worked. We could order a boat to come get us. Or, even better, order some hot grub.
So what is that, like shipping routes? Interesting that some of them go across land.
These were never sent.
How long have they been piling up?
I received Mrs. Fretland's letter in June, and they received my letter from July.
A couple of months. Perhaps the world forgot about Grovik.
Okay. And it's pronounced Grovik. Oh, I almost overlooked you.
Why would Frederick keep a list of what he calls traitors?
What did they do to him?
Cross him in some way. Why else keep a list of undesirables?
He won't swear. Alright, so I have a feeling that they aren't actual traitors. I think someone just went crazy. Probably from the Draugen. Because that's like half of town, you know?
Damnation. The hat's in here.
Calm down, old boy. Anyway, how's a hat going to help us?
Who knows what else is in here? There could be more clues.
Alright. Okay. Everything's Jake.
Casa.
So that's what it means. Cash register.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. You're a genuine gangster now, old fruit. Don't worry. If you get busted, I'll come visit you in the big house.
Really? Can I take the cash?
Wasn't there supposed to be a key?
Here it is.
Alright. Okay. Everything's Jake. We made it into the store. I'm sure we'll find a way through that door.
Interesting. So she started that sentence. I clicked on the register. She interrupted that sentence to say something else, but then she returned to that sentence. Alright, guess we're not taking the cash. Alright, that's fine. Alright, let's go. I got a key, girl. Also, what's this? Easier way to get in next time, I suppose. And it's still there. Hey, this is for me, not for you.
It is her hat.
Teddy, I'm not sure
Betty
that's...
was here, and not long ago.
Okay, but if that is her hat, what's it doing in a locked storeroom?
Another breadcrumb.
That's not an answer.
I know for sure she was here. That's what matters.
You know best, Edward. So, what now? If this is a breadcrumb, where's the next one?
There must be a reason her hat's in this room.
Why is this girl always leaning against doorways and walls?
What's that?
A handwritten note.
I'm not blind. What does it say, you silly goose?
It's hard to read. I'm not sure my translation will be... Johann, you... Nectar. Refuse. You refuse to speak to me, so I write this letter instead. It's from Frederick Fretland to his brother. Simon did not... Bloody hell. Simon did not murder your Ruth. He was fond of his cousin.
Ruth. Ruth is the daughter of Anna and Johann, which means the little girl in the photograph at the farmhouse. Oh, Edward. The Fretland girl was murdered. This is simply awful.
Simon was working at the farm while I tended to the store. I would have seen him had he passed on the way up to the cliffs.
They thought Simon killed Ruth. His own cousin.
Ruth was... what's that word? Playing. Ruth was always playing on the rocks below the church. She must have fallen by accident.
Or pushed.
The note ends there. Frederick never finished it. And Johann never read it. Not that it would have made a difference. If Johann
The
thought...
mob showed up for Simon. His father would have tried to protect him.
September 17th. You would have been here, Betty.
Rock's below the church. Isn't the church right above us? Edward, come look at this.
What?
That's the cliff. Right there. The one in the note? I bet you 1,000,000 clams.
Where?
See for yourself.
I guess that could be where...
Let's check it out.
No, Lissy, wait.
I don't like that noise. What? Did she just leave and close the door? What is going on here? That noise was awfully weird, and she just disappeared.
Teddy, up here.
She is not real. She's not real.
Teddy, the cliff. I'm standing right below it.
What are you doing? This doesn't concern
A
us.
little girl died. We're staying in her home, for God's sake. Are you completely without heart? Get yourself up here, Edward Harden, right this minute.
At least she called us by our real name that time. It's the first time, I think.
Come on, it's an easy climb.
This looks very dangerous.
Oh, you're a big boy. Start acting like it. It's not Mount Everest.
I don't know about this. Whoops-a-daisy.
Okay, so we're going up to the church anyways. I was right.
What is this?
Where little Ruth died.
You're being morbid. And this is a distraction. I'm here for Betty, not because some girl
Edward.
got herself...
You insensitive brute. You're like the Tin Woodman, no heart. You know, you've grown cold and mean in that horrid study of yours. With only books and bugs to keep you company for years and years and years. There are other please look at me when I'm talking to you. There are other people in this world, you know. It's not all about you. Please look at me when I'm talking to you.
That's weird. Finish what you're saying.
You're going to do this. If not for Ruth, then for us. We're going to figure out what happened to the poor girl. Together.
Okay. Are you done? Oh, here we go. Rock.
Is that blood?
Yep.
The girl could have hit her head on that rock. There would have been plenty of blood.
That's awful. I think there's something behind it. Can you move the rock aside?
Something struck this bush. She must have landed on it when... on her way down.
That's ghastly, Edward.
Is that a shoe? What is that? A doll? A doll.
It must be Ruth's.
Where's the head?
Maybe the killer also decapitates dolls.
It does. It's a Draugen.
Hold on. This pin. This is old. Very old. Looks like something from the Viking era.
We are in the land of Vikings.
This could be 1,000 years old. It does not belong in a child's doll.
Who cares? Ruth is dead and you're obsessing about a rusty old pin? Let's go further up. Maybe we'll find more clues. Come on, old sport. It's not far.
Can
I
you
can't-
wait just 1 minute so that I can catch my breath?
She is so not real.
Did you follow the same path, Betty? Or am I just stumbling through darkness?
Alright, random goat?
You can see clear beyond the edge of the world.
One
Oh,
second.
Teddy bear. We need to take you out walking more often.
So, the girl fell from up here.
Was pushed, you mean? Can you see where she fell? Seeing as you're so concerned about me falling out of trees, I wouldn't want to risk falling off a cliff.
Don't lean too far, guy. Feels dizzy looking down. His heart does not favor heights.
Certainly high enough to kill a child.
If I had to go, this would be the way to do it. Soaring through the air like a bird.
And landing like a rock.
Not the way I would want to go, no.
If she fell headfirst on that rock, she'd have died instantly.
Edward, honestly.
You wanted to learn more. This is you learning more. She hit her head and fell into the bush where I found her doll. Happy now, Alice?
I'm not. What was she doing up here in the first place?
Playing? She was a child. Children play in dangerous places.
There must be more to it. Let's find out where this path leads.
No, absolutely not.
Uh,
I don't have time for this nonsense. We're running out of daylight, and Betty's still
how did she get up there so fast?
out there.
So her name is Alice. We just call her Lissy. Which I guess makes sense. You know, Alice, Lissy, Alicey.
Lissy, slow down. I can't keep up with you. Who knows what's up there? It's not worth the risk of falling and breaking something. Lissy? Are you there?
Is this the actual way to the church? Because it seems off.
Teddy,
My word. Look away, Lissy.
is this what happened to the villagers? They killed themselves?
It's one body. Let's not jump to conclusions.
This is just ghastly. What made him do this? How long has he been...
From the state of the body, perhaps a couple of weeks. Depends on temperature and humidity, of course.
So we know that good is God. Is this like God judged me or something like that?
What does that say?
God forgive me.
Oh,
Don't suicides go to hell? Isn't that what your father said when
Stop.
your mother drowned
Don't.
herself?
jeez.
Sorry. Who was he? One of the Fretlanders?
It's not Johann or Frederick. And he's too old to be Simon.
Do you think this has something to do with Ruth? Maybe she came across the hanged man before she died, and it scared her. So she ran, and
This happened later.
there's some consolation in that, I guess. Maybe it's the killer. The guilt ate him up, and he offed himself.
That's just speculation with no basis in fact. There's nothing more to do here. I'm going back. Let the poor soul rest in peace.
Does it look like he's resting in peace? You're just going to leave him hanging? You're an insensitive brute.
I'm here for Betty. It's tragic, but really none of my concern.
Betty, Betty, Betty. Always just Betty. You don't care about anyone else. What if that was me up there? Would you care then? All you do is obsess over a scarf and a hat and ugh.
It's all I have of Betty.
Betty, there she is again. Edward, the hanged man, he's someone. No matter what he did or didn't do, he deserves respect. Would you please just do this one decent deed? If not for me, then for yourself. Or for your Betty.
You're a child. You're a child. What kind of logic do you have?
What are you doing? You can't just pull him down by his legs.
Sorry.
Try loosening the noose.
I can't reach that far.
I don't know why she's getting pissy about Betty when we literally crossed an ocean to come here to find Betty. So why are you judging me about Betty when our entire point is her? Oh my god. I got a bad feeling about this.
I'm going to be sick.
Oh, come on, Edward.
I can't do this.
Yes, you can. Teddy. Edward. I know you can. You've been through much worse.
it doesn't show it for whatever reason. Okay. Oh, we're back at the house. Okay.
Where are the Fretlins, Edward?
It's been 2 days. If they're not back tonight,
They're not coming back.
perhaps they left after their daughter died.
Was murdered, you mean? Isn't that what we think happened?
The simplest solution he believes is often the correct one. The villagers believe Simon killed Ruth, and so he most
Any
likely
for your
did.
thoughts?
That, I don't like that logic. When tragedy befalls them, Edward thinks people tend to look for a scapegoat.
Perhaps she fell by accident.
So you don't think it was murder?
It's difficult to say with any certainty. The boy could have pushed her.
You're really not helping.
Can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm sorry.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
I know. I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
The couch is fine. The Fretlins could still come home.
All right. Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck. I'll be up for a while.
Probably a
If
nightmare.
you feel like talking.
Okay. Oh, I can get up. Gotcha. You wait there. I'll check the house out again. Oh my god, why do I not have any frames? What's going on here? Oof. I was wondering, I'm like, oh my god, that sounds like someone's right next to me.
I really thought I'd find Betty today.
Well, I told you not to get your hopes up, Edward. We just got here. It's a big place. She could be anywhere.
It's just the thought of her alone out there. In the dark.
She's a tough cookie. You're Betty. Tougher than you, teddy bear.
That she is.
I feel like the fireplace is destroying my frames. Destroying them. Holy cow. I want to check my journal real quick. Okay. Nothing spectacular. Do I go to bed? Am I closer to being a Wendigo?
You do look exhausted. Go to bed, Edward. I'll tuck you in.
Where do I sleep? Here? Is this my bed? I can't click on it. I want to restart my game just in case there's an issue, because I have no frames. I feel like I don't know where I actually sleep in this place. Is it here? It's not here. This door was locked before. Let's see if it's open now. No. And this room is the kids' room, so surely I'm not sleeping in there. Or not the kids' room. Wait, which one was the kids' room? Either way, that's not where I'm sleeping. I'm actually unsure where I'm sleeping. Wait, did I look at this? I don't think I've looked at this. Turn page, read. Oh, so now I get a choice to read stuff. This morning I had lemon juice and hot water. This is August 3rd. This is not long ago, right? We're in August now. With no sugar instead of tea. I also had half an apple and dry toast. I've been gaining weight lately. I read about this diet in the paper. It's apparently very popular in London. But I'm dreadfully hungry and crave fried eggs and sausages. We received an odd letter yesterday addressed to Johann. It's from an American gentleman, Mr. Edward Hardin of Hanover, Massachusetts. The letter was well written and very polite. Mr. Hardin received our information from the Allison police when we requested a contact in Grovik. I do wonder why they gave him Johann's name and not Frederick's. Perhaps because our dear Margaret is no longer with us. Margaret? I thought her name was Ruth. Wait, what? And I am better prepared to respond in English than Frederick. Mr. Hardin inquired about his sister, Elizabeth Hardin, who's traveling on her own. Apparently she's a journalist. Well, at least we found that out now. She's a journalist, perhaps coming here to write about the Draugen. I don't know. That's kind of a weird thing to do in 1920s America, right? To travel to Norway to investigate Draugen. I don't know. Imagine that, crossing the Atlantic Ocean to write about Norway. It sounds wonderful. The letter said Elizabeth telegraphed her brother from Allison to inform him that she planned to visit Grovik. Why she'd want to come out to this dreary old place, I have no idea. There's nothing here worth writing about anymore. His sister has not arrived yet. If she had, I would have tired her out with questions about America, being a journalist and traveling the world on her own. She sounds so interesting. I hope she does come, even though she will certainly be bored out of her mind. I'll write Mr. Hardin today. Johann is not comfortable writing letters, especially in English. He agrees that we should invite Mr. Hardin to stay here, if he decides to come. After all, there are no guest houses in Grovik, and our spare room is rarely used. Also, I have to admit, having a visitor from America sounds terribly exciting. This morning I had a boiled egg and buttered toast after Johann told me I was being silly and that I do not need to lose any weight, seeing as we're not in London and no one cares. Whoa. Turn page then. I wrote Mr. Hardin to invite him to stay at the house if he decides to come. I'm terribly excited. I do worry for his sister. I wonder where she could be. There was an argument in the shop earlier today. Frederick was yelling at poor Astrid, claiming their goats had been grazing on his land. I wanted to speak up, but it only made him angrier. Johann went across the fjord this morning to purchase some necessities, including new fabrics, and to pick up the post. The letters have been piling up in the store. Sometimes worry the world has completely forgotten about us. So, wait a minute. Does she consider that general store that's down by the water, does she consider that going across the fjord? I mean, it's a few minute walk. Anyway, I finished another dress today. This one's for myself. There are no customers anymore. No one here needs another dress, and it's been ages since we visited the city. I hardly know anyone there, and who would want their dresses made in Grovik when they can have one tailored in Alisland? I feel lonely today. I miss my dear Margaret so much after all these years. So, Margaret, I don't remember who Margaret was, but it's obviously not Ruth. Or their kid, I should say. August 20th, 1923. I think Ruth is hiding something from me. Well, there we go. She's been awfully secretive. She goes off on her own even more than usual, and her clothes are filthy. That's because she was given a 1,000-year-old Viking doll from a Draugen. You silly woman. Oh my god. Your kid is... Oh my god. I don't mind her playing and exploring, of course. I always did regret Margaret and I not being allowed to run free when we were little. Ruth says she's just looking for flowers and pretty rocks. I shouldn't worry so much. Simon stopped by today with a gift for Ruth. A whole bar of chocolate. He's a sweet boy, but Frederick would be furious if he knew. I asked Ruth if she plays up by Frederick's farm or near the old mine. She promised she doesn't. I've never had a reason not to trust her, but I still feel she's hiding something from me. Yeah, we know what. I looked at her drawings while she was out. She's got such an imagination. Alright, so this is some time later. We received another letter from Mr. Hardin. He'll be here in October, as planned. I look forward to having someone else to speak with, if only for a few days. Not that Johann isn't good company, but we have little to converse about outside of our daily routines. There's been no sign of Mr. Hardin's sister yet. If she left Alisland weeks ago, where could she be? She may well have decided to stop along the way. We've heard nothing, but we so rarely speak with anyone outside Grovik these days. I do hope she's alright. I would hate for Mr. Hardin to come all this way to no avail. Ruth is still being secretive. I know she's hiding something. One of these days, I'll follow her. Oh my god. No church service again today. The vicar hasn't been back since the memorial service in July. Johan believes he won't be back and that he has given up on Grovik, like everyone else. Think I'm coming down with a cold. Someone damaged our boat during the night. That's the third one this month. Johan suspects Frederick, of course. I fear something is bubbling to the surface again after all these years. I'm not all feeling well and spent most of yesterday and today in bed. Ruth was sweet and brought me potato soup and tea with honey and milk. She has left us. Our dearest Ruth is gone. Cannot believe it was Simon's doing. He too is now gone, and with him all hope Grovka had left in it. Alright, so the mom doesn't think it was Simon. And that's it. That's all I can read. Oops. Okay. Was that book here before and I just didn't notice it? Or did I pull it out? Oh my god, my frames. I need to restart this game. Where's my bed? I need to go to sleep. Let's go downstairs. I'm pretty sure I'm sleeping on that couch.
Where are you?
Over here, Teddy.
Are you tucking me in? See, there's a white dot there, but I don't have the option to click on it.
I feel restless.
You should sleep.
I'm not sure I can. But yes, I'll try. In a bit.
Why is the read button still there? Weird. Yeah, it won't let me sleep there. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure when the game last saved. Should I... Oh! It's waiting for me to do this. I bet.
What are you doing?
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's healthy.
Not now, please. I'm exhausted.
There you go. It was waiting for me to do the hat. I got you. Time for a new day. Anna restarted the game so I can get my frames
Quite the
back.
day, huh?
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
Yeah, that's because you don't
stay up
exist.
late. Wake me if you hear the Fretlands arriving.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no...
Hush now. Sleep.
Oh my god.